Hello crochet crew and welcome back to OMG Crochet and Crafts. Today we are going to be making a hat, just a beanie hat. It is part of my Handmade Christmas series. So it's a nice, quick and easy pattern and make an ideal gift for somebody. Before we get started with the hat, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me keep going with these videos, and yeah, I'll make more and more tutorials. So for this project, for today, we're going to be using a 5mm crochet hook. This one was a gift from an American friend of mine. She has an Etsy shop where she sells lots of beautiful things. Please go and check it out. Her Etsy shop is Bee Loves Me. And she makes the most amazing things. She also, I mean, it's completely not relevant to the video at all, but she also made this coaster with the monsters in it and the eyes wobble. How cute is that? Anyways, back to the subject at hand. For our beanie hat, we're going to need a 5mm crochet hook, a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle, and a stitch marker. We're also going to need some yarn, and I am using some cashmere yarn, and the yarn that I'm using is quite fine. But I want to use an aran or a worsted weight yarn. So I have used 3 strands of this really fine cashmere. So I think this would cast as a 4-ply on its own. So I've put 3 strands of it together to make myself an aran weight yarn. So that is what I'm doing. You can of course use an aran yarn or a worsted weight yarn. It would actually be easier if you had a worsted weight yarn. You wouldn't have to deal with 3 different strands. So here we go. We're going to start off with a slip knot, like so. Pop that on our hook. And we're then going to chain 47 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, and 46. We're going to do 46. Okay, so that is our chain of 46 stitches. We are then going to start in the 3rd chain from the hook, and we are going to work half double crochets. So we wrap the yarn around our hook, put the hook through the stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through. You've got 3 loops on your hook, and you grab your yarn and pull through all 3 loops. Let's do that again. Wrap the yarn around your hook, put the hook in the stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through, 3 loops on your hook. You grab your yarn and pull through all 3 loops. Okay. So we are going to work until we've got 35 half double crochets, and we're going to count these 2 chains on the side here as a half double crochet as well. So far 1, 2, 3, 4. So far we've got 4. So we're going to work until we've got 35. I'm going to get that done and I will be right back. So we've now got 35 half double crochets along our chain, and we've got 10 chain stitches remaining. With these 10 chain stitches, we're going to do single crochets, and have your stitch marker ready because we're going to mark the first single crochet that we do. So for a single crochet, we pop our hook into the stitch, grab the yarn, pull it through with 2 loops on your hook, and then you grab the yarn again and pull through both of those loops. And we're going to mark this first single crochet so that we know that every row, that is where our single crochets start or finish. Okay, and we're going to work single crochets along the rest of these chain stitches. So hook into the stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through with 2 loops on your hook. You grab your yarn and pull it through both loops. Hook into the stitch, grab your yarn, pull it through, 2 loops on your hook. You grab your yarn again and pull through both of those loops. And we're just going to keep doing that along the remaining chain stitches of this row. There we go. And to finish each row, that's the last stitch. So after you've completed the last stitch, we chain 1 and turn our work. And then we'll start each row in the second stitch from the hook. So we don't go into the first one, we'll go into the second one. And where we've done single crochets, we're going to again do single crochets, but this time we're going to do it in the back loop only. So if you look from the top of your crochet, so we're not going into the stitch like that. Instead, we're going to go into this loop only. Okay, so we'll still do single crochets normally as we would, but we go into the back loop only. Okay, so we're back at our stitch marker. I'm going to take it out, do a single crochet through the back loop only, and then we're going to mark the stitch that we've just completed. We're going to mark that one so we know when we come back, that's the point that we start doing single crochets from. Okay, we're going to finish this row doing half double crochets across the rest of the stitches, and again we're going through the back loop only. So you still wrap your hook as normal, and then you go into your stitch, but the back loop only, like so. Grab your yarn, pull it through, so you've got 3 loops on your hook, and then you grab your yarn again and pull through all 3 loops. That's a bit stuck. There we go, almost like so. All right, we'll do one more together. So we wrap the hook, pop it into the stitch through the back loop only, grab your yarn, and pull through. So you've got 3 loops on your hook. You grab your yarn again and pull through all 3 loops. All right, we're going to continue working. So every row that you complete now, from now on until the end of the hat, is going to be through the back loop of the hat only. All right, I'm gonna finish off this row and I'm gonna work around 40 rows. Once I've got 40 rows done, that's when I'm gonna start measuring the hat on my head. But I'm gonna work those 40 rows first. So I'm going to get that done and I will be back once I've got 40 rows completed. So we are back and we have now, well, I have worked 44 rows across, so 45 stitches, 10 single crochets at the top and then 35 half double crochets at the bottom. And I've done that for 44 rows. When I got to roughly 35 to 40 rows, I did start measuring it on my head. Now, I have said this in videos before, but I have a large head. So I need to make my hats bigger to fit me. Luckily, this one is a Christmas gift, so I didn't need to make it quite as big to fit my head, but we stopped at 44 rows. That's the important part. We stopped at 44 rows to make sure that it fits. So that is where I'm going to end off the crochet part, and we are now going to sew this hat together. Okay, so I have ended off my hat, and I meant to mention before, when you end off you want to finish at the bottom of the hat, not at the top, so you need to finish down here. Okay, so taking our yarn, I'm still using the 3 strands of cashmere as I did throughout. I'm going to thread that through our tapestry needle, and we're going to make it quite long because we're going to go all the way across the top and then down the end there as well. So I'm going to make this quite long, like so. Okay, and we are going to make sure that, see, the top of the hat is facing outwards. Okay, and we're going to start at the bottom corner here where we started the entire hat. Okay, and what we're going to do is for every ridge we're going to go in and out. Okay, so for every rib stitch, I'll show you, I'm going to go in at this very top stitch and then out on the stitch afterwards, like so, just so it's connected to my hat. Pull this through. I'll pull it through and I'm going to leave about a 4-inch tail. Okay, like so. Well, I best pull that bit through. Like so. Okay, so we've got a 4-inch tail. Okay, so for every rib, we are going to go in and out on the same stitch, like so. So, in and out, and then in and out. And we're just going through every rib stitch like so. And pull our needle through and then just keep going. You don't need to pull it through entirely because we're going to be pulling this section tight at the top. Okay, we may as well pull that through. Like so. Okay, so every rib stitch we're just going through the bottom of the stitch like so. Pull the needle and thread through again. And then the last 2 stitches, in and out, and in and out, like so. So your needle's going to come out at the bottom of the work on the last stitch, okay? So we are going to pull our yarn all the way through, and then we are going to pull this tight at the top here to turn it into a little hole, like that, okay? And we're now going to go back through again. Turn this into a ring, so make it as tight as you can, and then, oh, don't pull your end out like I did. And then we're going to go back through and just make another ring with this, okay? So this time you don't need to be as precise. We're just going through all the bits at the top like so. Joining those 2 stitches, those 2 sides there, and we're going to continue going in a ring all the way around, okay? So if you can see, like so. There we go. And you just keep pulling it tight until that hole closes. Don't pull it so tight that you break your yarn. I've already done that once. I don't need to do that again. But do pull it tight so that that hole at the top closes. Okay, and then again, your needle comes out at the bottom. Okay. So as you can see, we have closed that hole in the top now. Okay, we're now going to seal down the side of this hat. And in order to do that, we are going to work through the back loop only of this stitch here. So back loop only, we're going to take that stitch there, take your needle through that stitch, and then through this stitch here, okay? And on this side, we're going to go back stitch only, and we're going to join this stitch by stitch all the way down. I am actually going to snip off some of my yarn because I have definitely overestimated how much yarn I need, and that's going to take a while for me to work with, pulling all of that through. There we go. Okay, back stitch only. Okay, back stitch only. And through the chain stitch on the other end. Back loop only. And through the chain stitch on the other side. Right, I'm going to get this all sewn up, and when I get to the bottom, I will come back. Okay, so I have joined the hat on the side here. You can hardly tell where the join is. That's how perfect this hat works out. So I am going to get all of the threads sewn away, and I will show you the end product once I've got all the threads sewn away. So it's not very often I'll show myself on camera, but I wanted to put the hat on so you could see what it looks like on. This is it. You can tell that it's not made for my head because it's very stretchy here, but like I said, this one's a gift. It's not made for me. Excuse the hair. That is our hat. Very cute, very well made. It's all sealed up at the top, and you couldn't tell which one of these is where it was joined. So that is your hat tutorial, Handmade Christmas. If you've enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me make more of these videos. Yeah, happy crocheting, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.